does a rap opera, a musical claiming to be historical compared to the original source material, the factual text. It was inspired by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Let's analyze this, guys. Hamilton the musical stated slaves slaughtered routinely, and that King George taxed the colonies relentlessly. Let's get this guy in front of a crowd. He talked about liberty. The claim Hamilton came into fame with a stirring speech. Scholar sisters downtown slumming it with the poor. Angelica portrayed as political, wanting more. George Washington arrived in the city of New York to begin his command of the Patriot Force. The people I lead keep retreating. Staged to Washington. At a dance, Eliza became acquainted with Hamilton. They fell in love, married during the war, but then Washington begged Hamilton to return to battle so that they can win. If you join us right now together, we can turn the tide. Hercules Mulligan found important intel as a spy, with the help of French allies leading to Yorktown victory. After the war, Hamilton and Burr returned to New York City. Both practiced law, but Burr envious of his prosperity. Hamilton's success in law increases exponentially. Jefferson portrayed as a menace in Hamilton's way, publicly criticizing his character consistently. Philip Hamilton tragically died during a duel. Halting his work, Hamilton grief-stricken by the news. It might be nice to get Hamilton on your side. Madison suggested Jefferson make him an ally. After losing the election, Burr then challenged Hamilton immediately to a duel. He agreed and fought with him, a soldier with a marksman's ability. Burr said of him, injury during the duel leads to the death of Hamilton. However, history tells the story a little differently. Slaves considered too valuable to be slaughtered frequently. During the time of the Boston Tea Party, dramatically, taxes were reduced. The Patriots' complaint was simply no taxation without representation in Parliament. Schuyler's sisters live hundreds of miles away from the events happening in the slums of downtown NYC. Outspoken and independent, Angelica assuredly, however, disinterested in public law and policy. Washington's forces aggressive, attacking successfully. Hamilton and Elizabeth Schuyler had certainly met, forming affection for her while he was in Albany. Hamilton spent much of spring pestering General Washington to give him high position with soldiers under his command. Mulligan's intelligence during the Revolution. Paramount invited to breakfast with General Washington in New York. You can be a new man, but in Albany's where the success of Hamilton began. He retired from the military, practiced law. Burr did the same, but his firm excelling even more. Considerate, quiet, and calm, characterized Jefferson, consistently described by those who personally knew of him. Dispute about Hamilton led to a fate so cruel. Philip Hamilton tragically died during a duel. However, whatever his father felt did not sideline his work. He continued to write like he was running out of time. Hamilton political has been by the election season. Few would have cared about his political opinion. Madison and Jefferson plainly would have avoided him. The Burr and Hamilton duel happening years after the election. Burr also fought in war likely as skilled as Hamilton. Burr emerged a victor with no recorded regret for him.